I get it. You are the expert in your niche and you have that personality that lights up the room. Yet what you wear doesn't seem to match up. And no judgment here on my end. As a stylist, I often get this when I meet people. Like I was in Vegas recently. This guy came up to you and I told him I was a personal stylist. He asked me about his outfit. He's like, am I wearing the right outfit today? Which I always respond the same way. Do you feel good in it? It's not about me judging you, but do you feel good in it? Which then ultimately the answer something back with, I just don't like to shop, or I didn't really know what to wear and I just put this together. Does it look old? Because I've worn it so many times, I've had it forever. When people give me an answer, there's always a why I dress like this. They're almost kind of like trying to prove or just share about what went behind what they wore and kind of giving an excuse behind it. It's interesting though, because even though the person answering is like superbly like the top person in their industry, they're either multi-millionaire, they are at the top of their leadership team, they're the head of the marketing department, they are on stage, they're doing something, yet they are not fully confident in their style, but they are confident in their skills. They're not confident in how they are showing up, but they know that they have everything it takes to be the top of whatever they're doing. It is super interesting when I work with people that are just like, I like to say they're confident AF. Like they don't need their style to boost their confidence in any way. It is that it is just not matching up. Do you know someone like this? Or maybe I'm talking to you. I want to start off by first sharing a client story that I recently worked with. And if you stay and listen to the end, I'm going to share with you how to overcome this and find your style. Something to know is that it is not that you don't look put together because you don't want to. You literally do not have time. If you are a busy person and you are confident in your field and you have got all the skills that you need, you don't have time. You're busy doing all the other things and trying to focus on what you are best at. The second thing is that you just don't know what to buy. The biggest thing I hear is, well, I'm not going to shop because I actually don't know what to buy. And the only reason I'm going to shop is because something came up where I actually need something to fit that dress code, or I'm going to be on TV, or, something ends up coming up where it pushes you to have to go out and purchase something, whether that is online or in the store. Let me share Tiffany's story with you. So she's a writer. She's in the community. She is a mentor that helps other people grow in their industry as well. And like many of my clients, she doesn't care about fashion. Fashion is not at the top of her list of her priority items when it comes to day-to-day or even quarterly with her business goals. And the clothing and style that she had when we met had been the same forever, for years, maybe over 10 years or more, something's plus. When we started working together, it wasn't until she reached out to me that she realized that she needed help with her style. And the only reason why she came to me is she was going through a rebrand in her personal branding and her website. And she realized, okay, I'm investing in somebody that's helping me with this, but what I'm wearing is actually not reaching my target market, regardless of the people in my industry that I know trust me and they know what I'm capable of, but I'm trying to reach another level of this demographic. What I'm wearing just does not reflect that. So she realized that to position herself in her business, she did have to look at her clothing. Did she look like she fit in that industry? Did her potential clients feel attracted to her? Did her clothing even reflect all of this money that she was putting into this rebrand and her site and her photos? The answer was no. As someone who doesn't care about fashion, it was so hard, even as a successful businesswoman, to think of investing in her clothing. She would invest thousands of dollars on a business coach, on traveling, on retreats, on her team, on all the other things, but it took so much more out of her to think of investing that money and time to go towards shopping. We went through our regular clarity call, that interview call, and she actually reached out to multiple stylists as well. And she finally decided to work with my team, with the Closet Edit. Her top goals were number one, to get clothing that was comfortable and can easily mix and match well together. Number 2, it was to keep her clothing black and mix some browns, maybe some browns here and there, but those were her top 2 goals. And the reason why she ended up going with me at the closet edit and she trusted us versus the other stylist that she had talked to was I wasn't going to change her. I wasn't going to make her wear things that didn't reflect who she was. And that is like one of the top things I do with any client I work with. You don't come to work with me so I can change you and show you trends and things that don't apply to you. She needed somebody that could come in and interpret this vision she had for herself and do what she was doing before, but elevate that, if that makes sense. So it wasn't going to like give her some kind of transformation or anything. It was just literally going to come in and see her vision and elevate that and accomplish that for her. I also wasn't going to push her into wearing other colors. She wanted to do the whole black wardrobe. Totally fine. I've worked with multiple clients who want to wear black. I get it. I did share with her navy. Navy was as far as I went because it looked amazing on her and she loved it. It wasn't a huge push, but it was showing her something outside of what she thought could work for her that she was like, oh, I get it. I see the navy working into what I want for myself. So in the end, after working together, we went through the whole process of the shopping, putting together outfits and really creating this vision. It did take additional finds as well online to really round out that wardrobe that she needed because it was very specific for the different parts of her life that she wanted to dress for. She thanked me so many times. I got email after email just saying like, hey, thank you so much for everything that you did. I did not realize how easy it was going to be getting dressed, even though she knew that that's why she came to me. She didn't know that it was really going to impact the way that she dressed, traveled, got ready for work. FYI, the funny part about working together with any client, and I respect every client and their needs and what they want, but she was so happy with the services that before working together, she did let me know. She's like, hey, by the way, I don't want any photos, anything to be released without my permission. And of course I told her, no, every photo that you see on our website, we have permission from those clients to share those testimonials and photos. I would never do that. If I shared every single photo that clients send me in the back end on text messages and all the comments that they share with me, it would be amazing because people would see like true impact. But no, I told her, no, everything there is with permission only. And then it's so funny because I just got a message from her and she's like, look at my pictures. I love everything. Please tag me on Instagram, on Facebook, share it on your website, do all the things. And I couldn't be more happy for her. Just seeing how happy she is just lit me up. I think some people have the misconception that you can only look good if you like fashion, then that's somebody that's stylish. But no, you do not have to care about fashion to look put together. Let me just repeat that. You do not have to care about fashion to look put together. Having a good set of clothes that fits your life is just smart. If you're somebody that is super busy, it is smart to just have outfits that you can just wear to go to work, to go pick up the kids, to travel. That is smart. And this is in no way to convince you that you need a stylist or need to change up your image. It really is more about you and what you want for yourself and who you are connecting with. And I want to share a great example. If you don't know Alex and Layla Hermosi, they're a great example of personal branding. Alex is like, he used to own multiple gyms and then was like teaching people how to run gyms because he found like the secret key. But what he wears is shorts and a nose strip and a ribbed tank that says Aquastician.com, what his new business is. And he's just known for that. The way that he dresses really reflects his personal style, his personal brand, who he is, what he's about. And on a recent podcast episode, I listened with him and Layla, which, by the way, his wife is designer savvy Chanel, so put together, like very stylish woman. She almost makes up what he doesn't in fashion when they're together. But he mentioned that the way that he makes a date because they go out to eat all the time. Every day they go out to eat. That's just their life. They're just very busy. But what makes it different when they go on a date is that he actually dresses up and he puts effort and time into what he wears. So even then, finding what to wear is just really important. If you are that person that you are feeling like, you know what, I've got my shit together. Like, I am super talented. I'm a leader. I know what I'm doing. I'm so confident, but my style is not matching or getting the right leads that I need in my business, in my career, or setting the right image for myself that I want. Then here are some things I want you to think about when you're moving into figuring out what your style is going forward. So number one, I want you to ask yourself, what industry are you in and what is a normal dress code? This is really important because if you are somebody that is in a very casual industry, if that's the dress code, you need to see where you're at and what you want to do differently. So what industry are you in? Are you in tech? Is it like you could wear sweatpants and no one cares? Are you in the marketing industry where you're like around a lot of people that are dressing up more because they're face to face with people, or they're just so connected into fashion and style that you feel like you have to step up your game? Are you in an industry where as a leader, you do need to be taken more seriously and you do need to dress differently? Ask yourself where you are in right now and what is a normal dress code. Number two, how do you feel about that dress code? And how do you want to stand apart from it? This is another important part because just because you work in tech or you work in a casual place does not mean that you want to dress like everybody else. You want to stand apart. For the most part, you want something that differentiates you as a leader or someone in your industry so that you are noticed. So what is it that you want to do to stand apart from those people? Number three, what do you currently wear and how would you like to change it? You can't change anything and just go out shopping without knowing where you are at right now. The reason why you need to know where you're at is because if you are here, if you're watching YouTube, you can see my hands. But if you are here, you can't go all the way up here. You literally have to just take a step forward. And with time, as you really start to understand and develop your style and become more intentional as you shop and you get dressed, then you can take the steps to get up more. But where you're at right now, you kind of just want to take a step up. And you need to know what you want to change from what you're wearing so that you know what you're going to purchase. So a lot of things I end up hearing is that, you know what, I want another option to wear outside the jeans. Like, I'm wearing denim every day. What else can I wear? Or another thing I hear is, I don't want to wear a business suit anymore, but I want to look professional. What does that look like? So just getting a gauge of where you want to be is really important. And number four, find examples of what that looks like. Yes, putting this into words is super important. I highly recommend you journaling this, but number four is putting that visual aspect to it. And again, because you aren't somebody that is interested in fashion, you might not know exactly what that is. You don't need to go to stores to find your inspiration at first. Maybe look at other leaders or people in your industry that you follow that you're like, I like what they do. Doesn't mean you're going to copy it, but you can at least have a visual example of what that looks like. And all of these answers that you have will give you clarity. And let me tell you, as a busy professional, I know that it is hard to find time to sit still and just take this in. But when you do, regardless if you're just listening and the thoughts are coming in, write it down on your notes. Write it down on your notes as they're coming up. Also, if you do have time to just have some silence for yourself, maybe in the car, I do this with myself. So just a little tidbit of something I do, but go to your car and stop if you're listening to the podcast when you arrive to your destination and take time to write this down. Write this down on your phone. Write this down on a piece of paper or notepad if you have that in your car right now. Write down the answers to these questions and you will better understand what the next steps are that you really need to take in order to bring together your wardrobe. My next question is, have you thought about working with a stylist before? If you're struggling with this, there is no way that you are going to go and watch the YouTube videos and do the research to figure it out. My goal here at the Closet Edit is to make shopping and putting together your outfits as easy as possible for you. And if you were thinking, Tanya, you know what? I really need this. Like, yes, I love the advice you're giving, but I do not have time to do this on my own. Please come help me. I've got you. I've got you covered. So let's hop on the Zoom call. Easy as that. We'll hop on the Zoom call. It usually takes 15 to 20 minutes, totally free. I want to hear more about what you're struggling with and what your goals are and talk through the process together. I can share with you exactly what you need to bring together your wardrobe. How does that sound? I want you to book a call from the show notes below. You can also head over to myclosetedit.com. That's myclosetedit.com, and you can get the link there as well. I cannot wait to virtually meet you and connect the dots of who you are and what you wear. Super important. And I know it's easier said than done, but it can happen for you too. I want to thank you so much for spending time with me today. I am always open to hearing what you want to hear about. So you can message me at hello@myclosetedit.com. That's hello@myclosetedit.com. Share a topic that you'd like to hear more about when it comes to personal style. Continue building a life and style that truly reflect you, and I'll catch you next time.